It's my favorite time of the week again. It's Harley Taylor here for Good Company. Johnny Rocket, our Good Company correspondent, here to hang out. And Johnny always has something unique to share. Johnny, how are you doing today?
It's my favorite time of the week, too. And with that said, I don't know if that's a lot of pressure on me as to whether or not I have always something good to share.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure, and I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Okay, well.
Why not?
I feel that.
See, under pressure, diamonds are formed. It's just, I'm trying to help you with your life questions and thoughts.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you brought up life questions and thoughts, because you know how people usually do like a daily verse or they do a daily Bible study?
Yeah, we did one just half an hour ago-ish.
Yeah, so I went down a rabbit hole a few weeks ago, and it was, I don't know if it was on an Instagram thing or a TikTok or whatever it was, but it was these pondering questions. So I get now a new question each and every day, and it gives me a moment to kind of ponder. Now, some of them, yes, are a lot deeper than others, and then others you're just like, oh, okay, I guess so.
I kind of like that. I think it's important to ask questions. I mean, we have Why Me Project podcast we do together.
Right.
You know, God's big enough to handle our questions, and I think when we can question what we're going through, it can give us perspective, it can challenge us, and it helps us to stay present when we're evaluating, you know, who we are and where we came from.
Now, with that, and again, I want to preface by saying not all of these are like the deepest of questions. Some of them are just like, oh, that's interesting.
Like what? No, I'm curious.
Like, can you cry underwater?
Oh, that's a weird question. Can you? Like, what kind of cry are we talking about here? Because I'm an ugly crier. I would drown, 100%. I'm like, and then all the water is going into my lungs, and then I'm crying because I can't breathe. Like, it would be bad.
Okay, then how about this one? Who knew what time it was when the first clock was made?
What?
Right?
Oh, I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I'm not that old. Wait, is this an old joke?
Your last name is not Timex?
No.
Okay.
Sundial? Oh my goodness.
Do you want to go a little deeper?
Yeah, let's go a little deeper.
If you didn't know your age, how old would you think you'd be?
Like, how old do I feel?
Well, I mean, if that's the case, I'm 145 because my knees are killing me and my back hurts.
Sorry about the physical pain you're experiencing. This is life north of 40, my friend.
Yeah. If I knew that, I would have rewound at about 39.
39 and holding. Yeah, that's interesting because your physical age can be different from your mental age.
Sure.
Because mentally, I would say I'm, late 20s. Early 30s.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that I'm as mature as I am.
Ooh, good spin on that one.
Thank you. I'm trying to reframe a lot of things in my life.
So do you have an exact age number or?
I'm going to pick 32.
Okay. If you restarted your life from scratch, would you end up in the same place?
Oh, most likely.
That's an interesting one because I you know what I'd be curious about is that like I started going to church when I was about 14. I'm wondering if it would have been an earlier thing. And if I would have had different opportunities having done it all over again. Not saying I want to, not saying, I'm just saying I'd be curious as to how it would look.
Yeah. And I'm going to assume that we're going back in time and we don't have any of the memories or lessons that we've learned.
No.
Okay, yeah.
I doubt it, or else I'm buying Apple stocks a long time ago.
Seriously. As soon as I got whispers of Bitcoin, I'm in. Oh, yeah, man. Right? Yeah, I don't even know how that works, but it sounds interesting. I think it would be the same because I always try to really approach my life through, what would God want me to do? And with the knowledge and information that I had, I think I would have ended up here.
Okay, two more for you.
Okay.
At what point does working for a better life become an unhealthy obsession?
Oh.
Right? I mean, and like I say, there's sometimes you get one of these and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then there's other times I'm like, well, am I working too much?
Yeah.
Am I being unhealthy? Is what I'm doing and how much time I'm putting into it unhealthy? So then it makes me reevaluate things.
Yeah, and I think that's good. That's healthy.
Yeah.
Wow, now I just feel like I'm in a therapy session.
Reframe, Holly, reframe.
Okay, what's the next one? That was too hard for me.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
What legacy do you want to leave behind?
Oh, I love that. That's
Yeah.
a beautiful question.
Yeah.
The idea of legacy, and I know a lot of our listeners might be thinking the same thing. I know when my grandmother passed away, I thought a lot about legacy. That's always been something in the back of my mind because how we live our life today impacts people's lives. We're all connected.
Yeah.
Community is something I think a lot of people have forgotten about, and yet it's so very important and key to our survival. So legacy, I just would want people to think, you know what, we need to still laugh in the valleys. Doesn't have to be funny, but I think in the valleys, we can still find joy.
Yeah.
I would want that
it's
to
good.
be something that was like on my tombstone. Life was terrible, but she giggled a lot.
I sure do like her laugh.
Oh, man. Yes, I think that would be something I would want people to remember me as. What about you? Enough about me.
Well, no, it's fine. Because, I mean, I thought, well, is it a personal legacy? Is it legacy of my kids? You know, like I've talked about things where my daughter loves to dance. I would love to have a scholarship when she graduates for other dancers. You know, even if you gave like $100 or whatever, just to have some sort of scholarship to allow other dancers to see the joy that my daughter has had over all these years. So, I mean, there's that type of legacy. Or is it a legacy of, I want my son to, you know, grow up to be a man of God and to, you know, honor and so is it a personal one? Is it a family one? I mean, ultimately, I think my own individual one, it says in Matthew 25, I think it's 21, well done, my good and faithful servant. And that's kind of where I just want to hear the well done, ultimately for a legacy.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. That's not going to change mine, okay?
No, you can't redo.
I'll have what he's having.
No, you can't redo.
Okay, all right, fine. But these are good questions. And it is, like I've said, when we can think about our lives in different perspectives, it can help us navigate our future with a little bit more clarity or just navigating it maybe in a way that helps us not feel lost in the situation.
Yeah, it gives us, and I mean, you know, as I had mentioned, you know, we do the daily verses, we do the daily Bible studies, but something like this, it's not as deep, but it also allows us to ask those questions. Are we doing what we're supposed? Are we following God's plan? Are we, you know, leading in the direction that He wants us? Or are we, you know, straying away from the path? And how can we get back on track?
Yeah, let's not get too busy that we forget to take a look at what's around us.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. Well, on that good note, let's just end it here so I don't say something silly again. And thank you so much for being on Good Company today.
No, this has been really good.